Yeah, Randy, you've been very honest about how much you matured over the last 2 decades. I was wondering, how has your relationship with Vince kind of mirrored that as you've grown in WWE?
Yeah, it's totally changed over the years where, like, we had a weird, not weird, but different kind of relationship because early on, I was getting in trouble a lot, and there was a lot of times I had to go to the principal's office, and I used to dread it. But for some reason, I'd always leave that office and go back to the locker room, and I'd be on the show that night. Like there was like he had no reason to keep me around with some of the shit that I was pulling, and some of it just dumb, immature kid shit, you know. And now that 20 years has gone by and I've slowly got to know him, like I think there's more of a like man-to-man respect there. I'm a husband and a father, and he sees that I've matured as well. But he's seen me like in dark periods where like I've had like meltdowns, breakdowns in front of him, where I've like beat my head against the wall in front of him, like his 25-year-old man, like just emotional, fucking, trying to just not knowing how to express myself. And he's witnessed that in close quarters. And I think he sees a little bit of my crazy in him. Even if it's just a little bit. So I from an early age when I was fucking up like that, I think it almost made him want to like nurture that part of me, so and we've grown together in that regard. So like now our conversations are a lot different. And if I knock on his door, peek my head in, 9 out of 10 times, no matter who's in there, he'll tell them to fuck off so that I can come in and talk to him, which is pretty cool,
Riddle, you come from a MMA, UFC fighting, mixed martial arts background where the stereotype is a lot of people really care about their image and how they look. Even though you have all that practice in you, you've always enjoyed life, you've always enjoyed yourself in wrestling. How important is it to be yourself within the world of wrestling?
Well, I always try to tell people, especially in this business, I'm a terrible actor. So I don't have a choice. I have to be myself. And I feel like when I first started, a lot of people were telling me, be yourself, but turn it up a little bit. And I didn't know what it meant. Kind of like Elden Ring. Things just click one day,
Yeah.
And I was literally, one day I was like, be myself turned up. Instead of trying to be like this or whatever, I was just like, just like be me, but like a little more audible, a little more me, just a little more in your face. And that's all it was. And I felt like the more I can be me, the more I connect with each and every single one of you, because I know there's a part of me that relates to there's at least one part of me that relates to every single person in here. I don't know what it is yet, but eventually I'll find out and I'll connect with you. And that's what I did throughout the Indies. That's what I did throughout my career here. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, because I know when I walk through that curtain and I'm fist bumping and looking at kids, adults alike, I know I'm looking them dead in the face, and I'm like I'm having the time of my life, aren't you? And I know I bring that energy out of them. I know I'm bringing that energy, and I feel like that's what I've always been good at. I've been good at going to a party or going to a friend's house or going to school and looking people in the eyes and just connecting with them and making them feel kind of happy or joyful, or people just hate me. It's usually one of the two, and it kind of goes like that. Like Randy, when he first met me, wasn't a huge fan.
No.
And I'll tell you this, I don't mean to rub people the wrong way, but when he told the story, I was like, that's exactly what I did. Now that I know Randy, I can see how he was like, fuck this guy, But I completely understand, and that's just who I am. And like I said, I don't know how to be anybody else. I'm bad at pretending to be anybody else. I'm a bad liar. I'm bad at most things other than being myself. And I'm good at wrestling, I'm good at fighting, and I'm good at being me. So
Randy,
good answer.
When you guys were paired together, how did you feel about that?
Say that one more time, when they put us together?
Yeah, you were paired together.
Well, it was like a year ago now. We had a singles match, and it went pretty well. I think you won. Right. Yeah, and then
I'm 2-0 against you. Randy.
You are, aren't you?
I'm just saying, it's not a big deal. We're tag team champions, 2-timers. That's not what's on discussion.
It's okay. You beat me 10 times. I don't care. And you'll beat me 10 more times, I'm sure, because this, these things don't last forever, right?
Whoa. I've talked to people. I've pitched. Maybe this should last forever.
Yeah. Well, there was like, without going too deep or giving away anything, like a few months ago, it was very likely that we weren't going to be a team anymore for whatever the reason. However we got there, it doesn't matter right now. But they were going to dissolve this, and it wasn't that hard to talk them into keeping it going. And I feel like it's just, it wouldn't be the kind of thing where if we split, how people would want to see, no matter who turned on who or whatever the situation may be. I don't think, no matter how good potentially that could be, I think it's better now, like together. Let's ride it out and see where else we can go. I was going to say something about
So when it happens, it really hurts.
Yeah. But it's each week, for the most part, not every week, but each week it seems like we get a little closer, a little farther. We further that storyline to where people are a little more, engaged, involved, paying attention.
Welcome to London. We're very excited because we get a stadium show in Cardiff, which is a little down the road. For yourselves, how excited is it to get to do a stadium show in another country? Are there any other places you guys would like to do a stadium show?
I mean, the more people, the better. Is there a name yet of this show? Is it a specific pay-per-view? We just know it's going to be a show, right? With a lot of people. So I guess it doesn't matter what they call it. It's over here, which is badass. I think it's been 30 years. 30 years, right? Actually, 30 to the year, because it was 92 Wembley, right? Bulldog, and yeah. God dang, 30 years. So I hope I'm booked on that show. I hope we're there, and it's going to be, are we setting records with attendance, or what are we doing? Does anyone have any? 76,000 people. And I heard something about when they opened up those tickets, they went away like that, right? Like really quick. Yeah, so that's just a testament to the WWE and how much interest is out there. And I feel like being able to come over here and have a stadium show, especially after COVID and everything, like all these shows have just had a little bit extra something special to them. Last night in Newcastle, it was the same. And I feel like in September, it's going to be no different in Cardiff. You get that many people together, you're going to have a good time,
I just wanted to ask, so Randy, obviously, you said that at the moment, the team with Riddle is the most fun you've had in your career. So I just wanted to get both of you guys' view on why your chemistry is so great and why you are having so much fun at this point.
Good fun.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to? We've got a lot in common, like as much as you see on screen that I think it works so well because on screen we don't have anything in common. And it's so like yin and yang, but like I think in real life, we're into the same video games. We're fathers, we have daughters, we love our sons, but we love our children. We have a lot in common on the outside, and I think it kind of just spills over. So there's that connection maybe in real life. So there's that like comfortability or whatever the word would be that on screen it just comes across more natural. I think that would be the answer to that question. But why is there so much?
I think it's because even though we come off across as so different, we have a lot of similarities. And like you were saying, in real life, and even when we get into the ring, even though I might do a couple things differently and I do them my way and Randy does them his way, we have the same thought process when we go into a match.
One other thing from me as well, what do you make of the prospect of Tyson Fury potentially returning to the WWE? I know Drew McIntyre has called him out, and he told us that he wants to potentially make it to SummerSlam later this year.
Yeah, as soon as that fight was over and he was doing the press conference and, he couldn't wait to say Drew McIntyre's name, I got on the phone right away to Drew, and I was like, Drew, and he had already tweeted it, pushing it, and replying, and getting it out there. Drew's great. Like he's a smart guy too, and he sees that opportunity and knows that would be huge for not only himself but the WWE. So it's like, what do I think? I've met Tyson. He was great. He's a fan. So when these guys that are out of our industry come over and they're fans and there's that like respect or mutual respect, like really you can go no wrong. Like look at Logan Paul, look at Bad Bunny. Like who would have thought, right? But that dude is the most humble dude. What's he worth? $1 billion? Like that dude don't need to spend his time for 3 months putting a match together and risking his neck. I'm sure his management team is like, what are you doing? And he's wanting to jump off the ropes. And like, there's nothing better than an outsider coming in and having a little heart. Tyson's just like that. So I would assume that's going to go forward, and that'll be probably something pretty big. And shit, I'm thinking about it. September, Cardiff, kind of lines up.
He even mentioned he wouldn't mind being part of that show.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't even know that. I would think, I would think he'd be there.
We're going to do one more after this one. Oh, you've given me the pressure. Randy, you've faced everyone. There is pretty much to face in your 20 years. Is there anyone in WWE or even down in NXT that you haven't had a long program with that you'd like to get involved with?
Yeah, like Finn Balor, for sure. That Ciampa, for sure. God, I always hate it when I do these interviews afterwards. Like I go, oh, I forgot about so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. There's so many good, talented guys I'd like to work with. And off the top of my head, I can never... Shoot me some names. Gunther. He looks like a basketball player now. That dude lost like 80 pounds. He was in the locker room yesterday. Oh yeah, he looks great.
Tan going on.
Yeah, but he's still got that chop. Gunther, yeah, Gunther.
When you and Roman, I think you've had one pay-per-view match in your just a singles match between you two in your whole career.
Roman. Roman Reigns and me.
Tribal Chief.
Tribal Chief. Big dog. Yeah. We. I would love to work with him again. Those Samoans, man, they just like it's in their blood. The Usos too. Like they have like just a knack for like earlier when I was explaining how some of those guys come up from NXT and they don't really. There's those little aspects that they don't grasp. They don't understand really what we're doing and the art of selling and everything. I feel like out of the womb, those Samoans just know. Like, and I'm not exaggerating, So Roman is like at the top of that list as far as guys that know what they're doing. And I'd love to be out there with them again. Yeah, for sure.
Hey guys, I just wanted to ask, I've had some interesting responses to this question already. What do you guys make of the food and drink that we have here in the UK? I know it's a bit of a touchy subject between Brits and Americans at times.
So I'll be honest, I've done a lot of traveling here in the UK. I'm a big fan. I have my favorites. I like Pizza Express and Nando's. Those are my stomping grounds. When I come here, I also like the meal deal. Give me a ham and cheese and salt and vinegar crisp and a little drink. So honestly, when I come here, I'm actually pretty stoked about the food and drink. I wish restaurants were open a little later, but I could say that about most places in America. But yeah, I kind of like it, I'm a fan.
Yeah, the chicken's dry.
Well, I like the wings from Nando's. I like the wings. They usually get us the butterfly chicken or a wrap, and by the time we get to it, it's a little dry.
Maybe that's why. Even like in the hotels, we'll have catering. The chicken's always dry over here. Yeah. It just seems like it's always dry. I don't mind the food because I can always find something that I like, but overall, don't love the food. Baked beans and scrambled eggs, I do like. So like breakfast, I'm good. But then what's like blood pudding or haggis or black pudding. Yeah, like so there's weird shit. And then what is it? Isn't it like sheep's blood or something? Or yeah. So like that, you're getting a little weird. And then there's some other stuff like the intestines or something. Is that the heck? That's Scotland. Sorry. But yeah, not a huge fan, but like I'll survive.